The main character was living alone in this apartment, and at first, he was feeling lonely. However, things have changed when he discovered that he was surrounded by three very matured women. In addition, this matured women will celebrate his birthday party this evening, because the main character was their helpful friendly neighbor Spider-Man, and he was always helping them in taking care of their kids. He was very grateful that they will celebrate his birthday, so he volunteered to take out everyone's garbage bag. During the evening, it was now time to celebrate his birthday party, and this was also their way of thanking him for always helping when their husbands were not around. The main character enjoyed his birthday party, but not to the fullest, because he knows that these women were not seeing him as a man. Suddenly, the red-haired woman told him that he should be spending his birthday with his girlfriend. However, the main character was a professional single since birth. The big woman thinks that he was popular because of his cuteness, and they were wondering why he don't have a girlfriend. The answer is simple. Ladies around the main character's age is not his preference, since he was a man of culture who wanted his wine to get older, because the older means better. Later that night, the yellow hair and brown hair women went home first. Then the red hair woman was left to wash the dishes. The main character wanted to offer help, but she refused, because it was his birthday today. Suddenly, the matured woman offered him a reward for being a good person, and she will do anything for his birthday present. The man of culture took this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and he bravely asked her to take his purity. She was surprised with his ridiculous request, and thought that he was trolling. However, the main character was serious with his personal request. She was against this activity, but the main character was very desperate to become a full-fledged man. So, she accepted his birthday request. Then they went to his room for privacy purposes. The main character initiated the cultural moments by pinning her in the wall. After that, the red hair women performed a self-unboxing, and the main character was the enthusiastic viewer. Then the matured women unleash his raging kraken, and she was surprised that he was hiding a powerful biological weapon despite having a cute face. Since the main character was a helpful person, she invited him to give her a helping hand. Then she was able to sing a very high notes, because the main character was born with a natural talent of helping hand. After that, it was now the time for the main character's first-time graduation ceremony, and he was allowed to engage in battle without wearing any defensive armor. Then they started the clapping exercise, and the main character was not making his beginner self into a hindrance to use his maximum potential. In addition, he gave her a fresh and creamy milkshake, because she gave him the freedom pass. The next day, the main character was sitting like a Sigma, because he was now a successful milkshake businessman. Then the three women hang out at his place again, and the brown-haired women ask about his graduation ceremony experience. It seems like the neighbors heard the loud music last night. So, the main character was now on the hot seat. Unexpectedly, the other women wanted to join in their fun as well. Red hair women wanted to solo the main character, however, sharing is also caring. Therefore, the main character gained 3 housewives in his inventory. In the next scenario, the main character was alone again with the red hair women, and she told him that her kid was already sleeping. So, they were now free to do whatever they want. The main character was very thirsty at this moment, and he was now directly drinking some fresh underground mineral water from the source to quench his thirst. After that, they started the clapping exercise. Then the main character was creating a volcanic eruption, but the lava was colored white. The next day, the main character received a text message from his brown-haired neighbor that she was coming to his place, and the main character will also do the same thing too later. She immediately grabbed his weapon for activation. Then she gave him a hug for dramatic effect. After that, she prepared herself by deleting her clothes, and she opened the main character's fridge. She found a high-quality sausage there, and she started eating that meat, because it was already warm for consumption. In addition, the main character let her drink his fresh organic milkshake. Then it was now time for the main event, and she was using women empowerment. Therefore, the main character cannot hold back his emotional explosion from her dominating presence. One day, the main character got a chance to be alone with the blonde woman. Her husband was busy, so the main character will take responsibility for today. Then they went to the dressing room. However, they did not get dressed. Instead, it was the other way around. She was very prepared for this moment, because she was already hydrated in the basement. They started the clapping exercise activity, and they were role-playing as the Beauty and the Beast, because the main character was using his rod of destruction. Then the main character donated his overflowing creamy milkshake to this blonde woman. One day, the main character was taking out the trash, and surprisingly, the 3 women were there to greet him, and they were cosplaying to reward his eyes with multiple extra-large treasure chests.
Nice.
In the next scenario, it was a summer season, and the main character was spending his summer time with the brown-haired eyeglass user. It was only the two of them, so the main character considers this as a date. However, she never realized that, because it's been a long time since she went out with a guy. Anyways, they did the shameless holding hands in public, and that is an eyesore for the single people community. Then they went shopping for summer outfits, and they were looking for a modest swimsuit. However, she was a matured woman with excellent stats, so the main character was sure that anything she will wear would make her stand out. Suddenly, there was a swimsuit that caught her attention, but the main character was against it, because it will make her the center of attention. So, she suggested for another one, but the main character was still yapping with no. Eventually, they settled with a yellow swimsuit, and she must pair it with a hoodie to cover up her assets. After that, she decided that she will buy a swimsuit for private use. So, the main character will be the only one to see that. Then she wanted the main character to come along with her, so he can check her personal attire, and the main character was very enthusiastic. She went into the fitting room, and she was now wearing the crimson sacred relic. After that, she let the main character see the beautiful scenery, but it was too much for the main character's eyes to handle. However, he used his balls of steel to strengthen his resolve, and enter the forbidden territory. The main character was worried, because someone might hear their musical play. Therefore, she will use her stealth mode, and she was now doing the Gulp Gulp 3000, since that feature is a low sound producer. Then the main character was feeding her with a premium natural milkshake. Her swimsuit was now repainted with white because of the main character, and she was now forced to buy this one. Since they have already come this far, they have no choice but continue. They thought that no one will notice them, but there was already a disturbed customer. Anyways, after that cultural event, their shopping date ended, and she have brought a lot of Under Armour. The main character was asking her for the reason for the excessive purchase, but she was keeping it a secret. During lunchtime, the main character got a lot of free fresh vegetables from the blonde woman. She was donating nutritious foods to condition the main character's stamina, because she knows that they will drain the main character in the near future. Then she told the main character that they will have a matured woman sleepover, so she invited the main character to join them, because their husbands won't be around that time. So, the three women decided that during that time, they will drain the legendary elixir from the man of culture. Then the main character realizes that the excessive shopping of the brown-haired woman was for the sleepover. This will be another cultural event, and the main character was willing to participate. Suddenly, she requested to solo the main character tonight. However, it was still noon, and she was now already starting by giving him a melon massage therapy on his legendary weapon. Then the main character paid her therapy service with a facial cream for a moisturized skin. After that, the main character have a brilliant game idea. So, they were now playing a blindfold game, and the sensitivity settings was max. Then the main character was manually excavating her underground cave, and he was able to dig some crystal clear mineral water. The excavation was not yet done, so the main character was now using his drilling equipment to deliver maximum output. Then the main character poured his concrete to fill the hole, and it was colored white. After that construction job, she thanked the main character for being an excellent engineer. In the next scenario, the main character visited the neighbor for the sleepover, and upon entering the house, he was surprised to see the three women wearing some cultured Under Armour. Then the main character started complimenting them. His summer vacation was almost over, so they decided to give him some wholesome summer memories. The two matured women were cooking dinner, and the red hair one was free and available. Therefore, they decided to make her entertain the main character, because they don't want their king to get bored while waiting for dinner. Then they went to her room, and she was now eating the dinner first. In addition, she also got an extra thick beverage created by the main character. After that, a small pond of fresh water was created, so the main character take a sip on that natural water source. Then she invited the main character to enter her sacred sanctuary. However, she cancelled his entry, because the legitimate dinner was now ready. So, they have a dinner together, and I appreciate them for prioritizing the delicious meal prepared. After a while, they finished their meal, and their appetite was max level, because there were no traces of food left. After that, the main character was surprised again with another cosplay event, and it was activating his natural man of culture instinct. Then they rewarded the main character with a group massage therapy for always hardworking. Next, they performed the group clapping activity. It was difficult for the main character, because he only got one sword, and he was fighting against three massive dragons. He was multitasking his attacks, but at the end, he managed to equally defeat all of them. In addition, he took a photo to commemorate his heroic victory. That's the end of this cultural anime recap, and thank you for watching my videos. By the way, here is you very matured and aged well sauce. So, please be careful on using thy power, and its consumptions is for the culturally matured people only.